Yo, we're back. Doing the thing. Doing my best Z impression because I shit you not. I spoke with him on the phone about 15 minutes before the stream started. And he said, yep, I'll be on in 1 minute. No more than 30 seconds after we end that phone call does he say, shit, just check my fridge. I have 0 beer left. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I need to walk down the street and I need to replenish the stock. So he'll be joining any minute here, but I think anyone listening to the podcast or viewing here on the live stream would agree we'd rather have him properly lubricated. Hopefully it's not Miller Lite, but odds are that's probably the route he'll go just to piss me off. But here we are. We have, well, tonight, anyone that's listening live, Game 3, Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, so far, it's been a drubbing from Vegas. They have not at all given in to some of the antics that Florida's gotten away with basically throughout the playoffs up until this meeting. And pretty cliche, but Game 3 is going to be pretty make or break here. If we see the Sergei Bobrovsky that we have seen thus far in the playoffs prior to playing Vegas, we got a series. If not, it is going to be over. And look at this. Here he is, freshly stocked with his beer. None other than Smoked Z.
Hello.
Have you?
7? Apparently. I don't know why I thought 7:30. Apparently we're live.
This is apparent.
Whoops. My bad. How's everybody doing?
Oh, jeez.
Well, I don't even know how to
make sure you go share the post from Twitter, but take a second there, get a couple more swigs in before you say anything, because usually you're at least like 2 beers in when we start this, so let's get you in proper form.
Yeah, yet another interesting trip over to the local liquor store. I mean, the cast of characters in a good Boston fucking like liquor store, nice packy. It is fucking. There was a guy smoking a cigarette inside, and they were like, "What are you doing? We told you this yesterday. You can't fucking do that." He was like, "What do you mean?" He was shocked. Anyways,
I thought that was just Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Oh, you know what? Now I'm seeing why I got the time all fucked up. Oops. All right. Well, anyways, now I'm settled in.
Go ahead. Elaborate.
About what?
About how the time got messed up.
Oh. I probably read it wrong.
Okay. All right. We can move past that. Did we have psycho no beer 10 p.m. softball last night?
Oh, yeah. Except this time, finally, the team decided to do team building before the game. We went to the bar across the street, and I mean, I was just in control alt delete mode, but we kicked the ever-living dog shit out of this team. They stunk bad. I think the final was 17-0, and we beat them in about, I think the game was like 38 minutes. And to preserve the shutout, your boy over here, the kid at shortstop made an error. I'm in outfield, and I gunned this kid out to end the game from deep, and it was amazing. And I'm the greatest athlete of all time.
And he's incredibly humble. ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no. Well, it's not me that says it. It's other people.
It's true. I've heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently I think I joined a cult by mistake. Yeah, last
please
week.
Elaborate. Please continue, please.
Well, actually, I did actually start one too. Apparently, there was a post where someone said that a player resigned, and there was like 20 people under there saying
that's right,
like correcting it to re-sign. So there's a cult I started. The cult I joined last week. Someone convinced me to go out and play pickleball.
What's the fascination?
Twice this week as well, and apparently now, like, there's no turning back. I don't know. I don't know what the fascination is. We have him now. Yeah, no. Apparently, you can't get out of that. Apparently, it's just like everyone fucking loves pickleball. So there's some bonkers shit about pickleball. So first and foremost, like, this is a game that I played in like high school gym class.
Same.
And it was the stupidest fucking shit ever. I hated it. I like wondered like who made this up? Like why are you making me play this game? It was like the shitty like hard plastic paddles and a big wiffle ball, and it was just garbage. Now they got these like special courts. They've got legit rackets, we'll call them. But it's just, for me, to be honest, the only reason I do it is because it's good exercise and it's something to be competitive in. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn on it because now that I'm picking up on it a little bit, it's kind of, I mean, this is going to sound obvious and stupid, but like it's a cross between tennis and ping pong, but it's in the sense that like in tennis, like you've really got to be on with how you're hitting the ball, where in pickleball, for me, it's like way more like ping pong, where like I can get like good spin on the ball. I can kind of place it better. And like, if you hit it hard, it's not going to fucking rocket down the court. Like you still got to control it, but it's, I don't know. It's more conducive to me than playing tennis. That's for sure. But dude, these fucking rackets, like take a guess what a like run of the mill pickleball racket costs.
I'm actually really scared about what the answer is going to be. I can't even formulate a guess here.
$150. And to be clear, I have not and do not intend to purchase one. They have them at the gym for you to use. So, yes, I would never purchase a $150 racket. I need to do more research and see if there's reasonable ones, but that's just fucking psychotic.
Yeah, that's what? $150?
It makes no sense. And trust me, like I'll pick up like 3 different ones, and it's like I don't know the difference. Like it's
I was gonna say
nothing special. Now, again, they're way better than the ones in gym class. They're not $150 though. Like I don't know. It's insanity.
No, that seems aggressive and like, but like you said, you did join a cult because I swear to God, everyone that like, if you take part in one match,
we'll call
game,
it
that activity, everyone else is like, he's in, like he plays pickleball, like he's cool now, and all of a sudden like the world opens up for you apparently. But I swear to God, people are like legitimately obsessed with it. Like last night we had dudes on the softball team that were talking about, they were like, I swear to God, they were like itching, like they were going through withdrawals. Like, do you know anyone that's in like a pickleball league? Like, do you have any? I'm like, no, I don't fucking. Why are you okay? Like, you have a rash. You are fucking unbelievable. People are obsessed with it, and I don't know. Whatever. I mean,
again, like as long as I can keep doing it for free, and like there's people to play with that aren't like stupidly better than me or just awful at it, like I'll keep playing. But as soon as I have to pay for my own racket or any of that shit, I'm fucking out. I'm done. Absolute racket. I swear we'll get to some hockey topics here. I've got plenty jotted down for us. But before we do, we have some non-hockey topics that I just thought it'd be fun to get into. And since we're talking about the country club bullshit of pickleball, we gotta fucking talk about the PGA Live Tour shit. Like, what the fuck?
I don't even want to go. Like, it's ridiculous. These like, and now all these rats, all these goddamn rats from the Live Tour who have all just like trying to sue the PGA Tour, and like we're all mad because the PGA players were mad at them for literally suing them. They get their wish. Like, fucking some of these dudes were making, or they did sign, like Dustin Johnson, Phil, like 200 Twitter million, and now they just get to go back on tour. And the thing is, like, I haven't even looked at like what the contract is or like what the agreement is or anything like that. But it's such like, what are they gonna just play whenever they want now? Because like, you know, on the PGA Tour, you can, if you don't want to do a turn, like unfortunately, no one goes. Was it the 3M? It was like only a handful of guys that go play that one, which I love because Finau always plays, and that's my guy, Tony Finau, aka Frozone. And he just shoots darts out there, half swing, 400-yard drive, keep the change. But like they just bent the knee. Like, there's like, yeah, dude, you win.
Worse than bent the knee. Worse than bent the knee.
And didn't even, because none of the goddamn players on the tour would have been like, yeah, sure. Because they were all like, all of the tweets that we saw, Morikawa, Mackenzie Hughes, like, love waking up to finding out that what was the exact thing from, I can't remember if it was Morikawa or if it was Mackenzie Hughes. They were like, love to wake up and find out through Twitter that we just signed a deal to merge with the whatever league organization that we said we never would. It's just like fucking unbelievable.
It's insanity. And what's even worse though, like what really fucking gets me, you've got this Monahan piece of shit who stands up in front of the existing PGA players before like everyone shifted over to Live, begged, implored to them, like, no, these are horrible humans. Like, you cannot work with them. You can't back the Saudis. Yeah. Fucking brought out 9/11, talked about how they were tied to 9/11 and how he has friends who were affected by 9/11, all this shit. And then we have this fucking presser where he's like sitting there right next to the fucking dude. Like, yeah, I'm really excited about this next chapter. You're a fucking loser. And then you've got the players like Rory McIlroy was one of the faces of like resisting going to Live. And now you got to go fucking look at him and be like, yeah, so remember how I told you not to take $300 million to go over there? We're still going to be working with them now. You just don't get that $300 million because you're loyal. Like, you've got to do something to repair that damage. It's insanity.
Like, goddamn it. Like, these fucking... That is the worst part. That's now, like, they made that big stance with all that oh, God. And they're like, yo, actually, you know what? We actually don't care anymore. And thanks to the guys that stayed loyal. And you're just gonna get fucked over anyway.
Thanks for helping me. Thanks for helping me negotiate this, but you get nothing for it. Yeah. Fuck, dude. And like, I don't know how to phrase this in a politically correct way, but like, good for the Saudis. Like, dude, they fucking played this perfect. They literally bent the PGA over a barrel. All they wanted was a seat at the table. They just wanted to be part of it, and they got exactly what they wanted. They flexed. It's great. You saw all of the different like memes and stuff going around, and nothing was more accurate than the Michael Scott Paper Company. The fucking video where they're sitting in the boardroom, and he basically says like, yeah, like, we're worth nothing, whatever. But guess what? I will create another company and another company, and I've got no shortage of names. And he's like, Michael, he's like, that's one of them. But like, lands on, yes, you're fucked because we got endless resources. We can keep doing whatever the hell we want, and you're going to lose because the PGA was hurting for money, and now they got the money. And like, all this.
And by the way, they are not hurting for money either. They just saw more money. That was, you know what I mean? Right.
And get rid of the, like, obviously the moral aspect of this. Like, golf's going to be better for this. Like, in 5 years, all the players are going to be making exponentially more money. Like, it will be in a better place, but this next year or two is going to be a bloodbath, and it's probably the most I'll ever pay attention to golf. I'm all here for it.
The one good thing in the short term, too, is you know how awkward these foursomes are going to be at these PGA events, dude? It's going to be so funny. Like, it's going to be so weird. Like, you know, the first event, they're fucking having Patrick Reed and Rory in the same group.
Oh, no, they're going to stick Rory with Phil, who's been, like, so vocal about this shit. Just been jamming it down people's fucking throats. I love it. Now, the real question for me, which will determine whether or not I have any respect for the PGA, can they just fucking let the players wear shorts? That is my highest request. Like, most of the live guys are probably like, yeah, it wasn't even about the money. We just hate wearing pants. That's it.
The PGA, like, honestly, just get out of your own fucking way. Like, stop trying to be this weird. Like, you have to wear pants. You have to do this. You have to do that. Basic etiquette. Blah 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 blah. Justin Thomas can kick someone off the tour for saying get in the bunker. You know, like, fucking, it's so annoying, dude. I am the one time I'll ever be similar to a PGA Tour player is I woke up and saw the news too. That's the only time that we'll ever have anything in common about golf. I literally thought, I was like, this can't be real. And nope, wicked real, super real. And it's a joke. PGA, once again, what a joke. Dude, I literally so that bachelor party I was at a couple weeks ago, one of the days we went to the practice round for the US Open, which was sick, dude. Wicked fun. But they literally, like, so it was the practice day, so all they just kind of go around, which is cool because there's obviously like no rules or anything. You just like hit as many balls as you want or whatever. And it was just like there's groups of live guys that play together, like do the practice round together, and then there was like not live guys, but like also the guys that weren't with live were like timing it so they weren't even coming close to crossing paths with the live guys. Like, it was legitimately super weird. And now they get to play together again.
Dude, are they still gonna have that Netflix series?
Oh my god, I need
it.
Yeah, we need a whole new season. They need to just do like,
oh, absolutely.
That is a great series, by the way. It's one of the few Netflix shows I actually kept tuning into.
Dude, we'll start a Netflix club.
Yeah, well, we already established this
club, but it's got to be
no longer a hockey show. This is no longer a hockey podcast.
Nope, we talk about role models and we talk about Netflix golf shows. Period.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, to stay on track with that, let me see if I can pull up this other tab quick. Let's see, share screen, Chrome tab. Yep. I'm assuming you've seen this, Z, but because it's basketball, I guess we'll say maybe you haven't. So, oh, there we go. Have you followed the Mariah Mills debacle with NBA player Zion Williamson?
Nope.
Well,
this
basically,
is all brand new. This is breaking news to me.
I was going to use one of these for a table read, but since we didn't have time to connect beforehand, I didn't want to put you in a spot. But
I mean, I could just pull it up and read it.
I mean, it's this porn star that has like over 1 million followers, follows 0 people, who is basically lashing out at Zion Williamson on Twitter because apparently he's got some girl pregnant and she thought that they were like getting married. So it's bizarre. But like just some of the things she said, like over the past 24 hours, she has been going berserk.
Oh my God, he told her to move?
Like the one here, yeah, like he told her to move. The one that I'm seeing here in the middle of the screen, which other people might not be able to see, I let you spit in my mouth last week when we fucked. You could have told me you had another whore pregnant. How was that going to work? Moving us both to New Orleans. You think I would have found out? And then like she literally tags Zion in all of these. It's something else. But so, yes, maybe next week we can talk about that more once you've actually had a chance to read through all this shit, because it is fucking bonkers.
Oh my God. Better pray I'm not pregnant too, because I'm definitely late. Oh my God.
There's a couple where she talks about how she's going to be the stepmother because she's not going anywhere. Like, it's just fucking bizarre, dude. There's another one where, let me see. Let me read it here. Oh, I motivated you to get back in shape. I let you fuck me all kinds of ways and film me on your phone. And you impregnate a low budget porn star. DNA tester, I'm done, with a bunch of exclamation points. Oh shit, man. I don't know. All right. Your reaction alone makes this so worth it.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. That'll do it for this episode of
He's got other things to take care of now. Holy shit. All right. Well, we can, up to you. Would you like to spend more time on this, or
No.
should we move along?
I can't. No, I don't really want to do that. Very fitting. This is episode 69, apparently, by the way.
Yes, apparently, by the way. And I realized this like right before we started. Guess when it's getting released? June 9th. That was not in any way planned. That is what we call fate. All right. So next thing here, NHL might be on the hot seat because they are now in jeopardy of losing their status of one of the big four sports leagues in the U.S. And apparently Miami is taking over as the sports mecca in the country because they have a team in the Stanley Cup Finals, a team in the NBA Finals, and now their team that is currently, I believe, like 5-15, just picked up Lionel Messi. And it took all of a day or two for them to pick up over 4 million followers on social. And they officially have more following than any professional sports team across any league in the United States. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, the MLS is like rapidly expanding. Like they've added like 10 teams in the last couple of years. And like everywhere that they've added, like the stadiums are sick. They sell out every game. And the product is getting better and better year after year because not obviously this isn't common where they go and pick up a dude like Messi. Like this used to be the league that everyone would come retire in. And either go to like LA or New York. And that was basically it at the beginning of this like saga. But I mean, it is crazy because they literally just became a team. Like they literally, I think this is, I don't even know if this is year 2.
Well, it's also called like Inter Miami. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, well, so the David Beckham has a stake in it too, and like he's making crazy money off it because of like part of his contract or whatever that he signed like a while ago. Like instead of having some kind of, I think it was when he signed with LA, there was like an offer to like have ownership in part of the team, but then he said no. If like I think it's the same owner, but like if he has another team or wherever, then I want a however much % stake in that. And then it was Inter Miami. So he's making crazy money. Like, so it's crazy. But either way, like it's actually just because I mean, as a one-time soccer player, like it's really cool to just to see the MLS actually expand and like now it's like continue to attract players. And like if it takes throwing this amount of cash around, perfect. Who cares? Liftor did it. And they're legit. But it's crazy. Like, cause he was rumored to go do what Cristiano did and go to the Saudi league. And then he got like a shit ton of backlash for it. And he was like, I was just kidding. I was just going on vacation. They were like, what? No, you fucking weren't. And now he just signed in Miami. So one of, if not the best player of all time, now in the MLS, and he's still unreal.
So is this a sign then, Z? Are the Saudis going to end up like taking over the MLS, just like the PGA?
Yeah, that's where the Coyotes are relocating to.
I mean, it's a desert.
They just made the purchase of the team for $8. Yeah, no, but it's crazy though. Like it is like the MLS again, like I said, continuing to like just like explode. It's really cool. So, but yeah, like you said, the NHL is in danger.
My coworker, he lives out in New York, and he just like looked it up for like shits and giggles. He said that prior to like the Messi signing, tickets were like get-in price was like $23, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the game where Miami's in New York, north of $400 for get-in price.
Mm-hmm.
That is what that does for you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Minnesota does not have Miami playing here at all. So
naturally
not happening. But yeah, just thought that was worth throwing out there.
It is crazy, dude. It's cool as hell. Love it.
Very cool. Oh yeah. Messi guy, mostly because my brother likes Ronaldo, and it's really fun to fuck with him.
Yeah.
I also think Argentina jerseys are filthy.
Oh yeah. Not a peaceful debate, by the way. Like, because I think people are now understanding how fucking insane soccer fans are worldwide. Like outside of North America, it's obviously like it's the biggest sport in the world. It is legitimately insane. Like,
yeah, it's nuts.
All the rivalries across the pond are legitimately like violent. It's insane. Like, also, can you imagine like if NHL did a thing where like the away fans have a section like they do in soccer? Like there's an away section, and that's where everyone has to sit. If you're like, imagine an NHL team doing that.
Dang, that'd be interesting.
What are you laughing at?
It popped up on the TNT production. Someone was talking about, you know, like how Mark Stone, everyone's talking about how fucked up his like stick is, the way he tapes the handle. And all it said is Mark Stone's knob is legit insane. Like, I'm sorry. It's episode 69. What am I supposed to fucking do? All right, we can move on from all this. Since we claim lying, but we claim that this is a hockey podcast, several topics queued up, but this one was waiting from John Robinson before we even started the show. Why is there even any national chat about trading Ek? He is one of 3 playoff caliber talents on the team. Can Minnesota just draft and develop bigger players? Ugh. I mean, several things to break down here, Z, but I guess I haven't seen anything here. Like, is this something that's being rumored? Are people saying that Ek's on the move, or?
I also have not seen that before, but that being said, I literally am finding out whatever is going on in the hockey world like a day and a half after it actually happens. Like I literally couldn't tell you what's going on like hockey Twitter just because I've just been fucking working and then apparently playing softball on Wednesdays. But I have not heard any. I haven't seen it. If that's real, if people are actually trying to make that a thing, that's insane. I don't know. Like, I can't even formulate a trade. Like what are people saying to acquire and deal? No, look. Either way, John. Yeah, no, it shouldn't be. It should not be a conversation.
We're with you, but like throw in some. Oh, he just threw in one example. Like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I mean, I love Nylander.
Rest assured, we're safe. We're safe.
I can't imagine that's going to happen. Or that's
the Wild wouldn't pull the trigger on Dumba for Nylander. They're certainly not going to do Ek for Nylander. Jesus. I do agree, though, that he is among a short list of players that is a playoff guy, right? Like, he is a bona fide playoff guy.
Literally. Yeah, I again, you think about the year they lost a couple years ago against the Blues, literally the only player that really showed up in the playoffs, Joel Eriksson, even after taking, was it Kulikov high sticked him in the face, like broke his fucking face. Kulikov. Penguins legend. But yeah, no, he's the one guy. He tried to play on a fucking broken leg. The fact that he even was out there for a shift still blows my goddamn mind. If I broke my leg, I promise you I wouldn't stand up for fucking a year and a half. I think I would be like, nah, I'm out. I can't do anything. I actually can't even use it. I can't work remotely either. My hands are also, they don't work because my leg broke. Yeah.
What's great though is that the Kulikov acquisition isn't even like top 5 doi moves by Ron Hextall. So
yeah, it's good. Thank God.
Thank Jesus. It's just
delightful. Yeah, no. So either way, long story short, no fucking way that they trade Ek or interested in trading Ek. I mean, what was that? This is the time of year too, also like now and then obviously when the cup final ends. These like people that are like hypothetical trade idea and like throw them out there. Oh, they are the worst. I saw the one today. The one that sent to
the
us
Blackhawks
today.
One?
Yeah.
Dude, what a fucking joke.
Like, I gotta find it. Oh, let's spitball hypothetical 3-team trade involving the Blackhawks. To Chicago, number 11 pick, Brock Besser, 30% of Tyler Myers' dough. To Vancouver, pick 19, pick 80. To Columbus, Tyler Myers.
Like, dude, I just can't even process where this would have come from.
Let's give up a higher pick and Brock Besser, get the lower pick, and then just another low pick.
Like,
it's so good.
Where do you even get this from? And I gotta say, dude, what a fucking name. Tab Bamford.
Yeah, it's probably beauty. But that was an idea.
Like, I just don't even understand how this makes any sense for Vancouver.
That being said, can you imagine a team that has both Tyler Myers and fucking Eric Branson on the same team? Oh my God.
That would be fun.
Be a lot of fun.
God, what was someone said something about like all the acquisitions from Columbus, and it was
they are
starting defense next year for the for Columbus. It's gonna be Provorov, someone else for the first pairing. I'm already spacing on that one, but the rest is where it gets fun. It was fucking now I can't even think of Tony D'Angelo, Slava Voinov, and then it was like Hitler and someone else for Hitler and Stalin, I think, for the third pair. So that's the world we're in right now. People are so fucking bored and just need the draft to come. That's it.
Seriously. I love the trade, or like the hypothetical trades that people throw out there in the world. We
appreciate this.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. What a podcast episode, by the way. Holy shit.
Episode 69 had to be a banger, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so let's just talk Quebec for a minute here. Lots of things to cover. And maybe you can just lead off here. The fuck happened to the unbeatable Seattle Thunderbirds?
What happened was I said that they were kicking the shit out of everybody, and that's who I picked. So obviously they went out and laid an egg. Listen,
Boston, copy paste.
I know, right? It's crazy. All year in the queue, it was them and Sherbrooke. And every time they played, it was a fucking banger too. But I mean, they've got a bunch of dudes in that lineup. They're big. They play how Patrick Waugh wants them to play, where, Seattle definitely super physical to go along with that skill. But at the same time, Quebec's just like, yeah, absolutely. We'll play that way too. And they did. But they shut down. Dylan Guenther had nothing in that final. There were so many sequences where he'd walk one guy and it looks like he's got a clear lane to the net and then he got swallowed up right away. But another team in junior hockey that they've got skill guys on all four lines. They play hard. They play tough. They defend well. Got a good goalie. And they really just kind of, the second that game started against Seattle, Quebec just they had the answer for any fucking physicality. And they just dominated. Like, it was their game from start to finish. And another huge game in the Mem Cup playoffs for the Blue Jackets prospect Malatesta. Real good player, sneaky prospect there. But I mean, their best guys were their best guys. That goal that I think it was the second goal, the 2-0 goal, that was unbelievable. Just like picking it off out of midair in the neutral zone, and then starting that beautiful 3-on-2 rush. And they finished their chances. So Quebec, I mean, good for them. It's a fun team. And again, anytime the camera's on Patrick Waugh, I get really excited because he's hilarious. And hey, we'll see what happens. There's rumors still going around that he may end up somewhere in the NHL here.
Do you think that should he be back in the NHL?
I don't know. Like, his tenure in Colorado is so funny. Like,
the way he went out too, dude.
I know. Steps in, tries to fucking slam the glass on Bruce Boudreau's head. All of a sudden, Colorado's filthy for 1 year.
Of all people to go after, though, like, let's pause on that. Bruce Boudreau is the guy he wants to fucking go.
Dude, the video is so funny because, like, the glass actually almost falls on Boudreau, and Boudreau's like, what?
Oh, shit, this is real.
He's like, all right, well, I guess we're doing this. I guess I have to go fucking fight Patrick Waugh. This is insane.
Oh,
and then Corey Perry's like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. He just gets in the... That was just fucking chaos. I don't know. I'll be interested, but I don't know. I feel like right now he's in his sweet spot, though. Like, he's coaching the shit out of that team. They're good every goddamn year. And he's got them playing how he wants his hockey teams to play. So we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if eventually he winds up back. I would assume eventually he's going to be back in the NHL behind the bench. I don't know if it'll be in the next year, 2 years. Who knows?
I mean, I know it's been pretty heavily rumored that it's either going to be Laviolette or Hines going to the Rangers. Pretty sure Chris Drury's very familiar with Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, I think he knows him. I think he might know him a little bit.
Did they play Little League together and win the World Series?
Did they? I don't know. Doesn't sound right.
It's a joke.
Yeah, that's the only guy that Drew hires. You were not on my Little League team, so I don't know you.
Everyone just constantly talks about how he's the only person to ever win Little League World Series and a Stanley Cup.
It's unfucking believable. And just it's like in football, is it fucking Danny Amendola, the wide receiver, like the college lacrosse player. It's like, oh my god, please shut the fuck up.
Oh man. Oh, here's one from John again. John, love you, man. Keep them coming. But any chance Bilesma, currently coaching Coachella, replaces Evison after next year? There is a Guerin Cup connection through Pittsburgh.
It's interesting. When was the last time Bilesma was behind the bench in the NHL? Where was
Buffalo.
He? Was it Buffalo?
At least as a head coach.
Yeah.
He might have been an assistant somewhere else.
I think he was an assistant somewhere else after that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's interesting. I mean,
they're in the championship game right now.
Yeah, that's true. I am interested to see like what exactly like for Dean Evison, like let's say next year comes and goes and it's the same thing. I do wonder if like going into the year they're making coaching changes, they're changing the coach staff in Iowa. Like I wonder if they're like, we need something different this year because it's more of the same. I wonder if like, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked.
I think it comes down to who's available, right? I don't think Guerin's going to make a change, but if there's a guy there that he wants, I don't think he'll hesitate. That said, right. I don't think he has, I mean, as bad as it sounds, like I don't think he has a problem taking one more year of no playoff success because he's waiting for the right guy.
Right. Yeah. No,
so
I agree.
We'll see what happens there. So Patty Waugh, we're going to put down as a maybe. More Quebec news. Cole Caufield gets his big boy ticket. Do we feel like this was the right number or too high, too low? Like what are we feeling?
What did he come in at? Like with the
It
actual
was
dollars?
8 by 8 something, like low 8. I can confirm real quick for you.
I'm pulling it up right now. I mean, well, first of all, obviously good for Cole Caufield, secure in the bag. Where is it? Oh, I think they still have him listed on like fucking IR.
Oh no, it's 7.85.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year before he got hurt, obviously we started and like really since San Luis took over the team, like we saw, okay, this is the Cole Caufield that we really were hoping to see in the NHL. I mean, the kid's a stud, like natural born goal scorer, obviously fun fucking, just like a fun dude too. Just like a really funny fucking little bastard. I mean, when you sign for that much dough, like you're hoping for a minimum, 35, 40 every year. And I think he's got that in his bag. And like what's worth more than anything in the NHL is fucking scoring goals. So that's what he does. And I think we're just seeing the start of who Cole Caufield is and what he is the NHL level. And I would love to see finally like a full normal year of non-COVID / non-injury hockey from him. So I don't have a problem with it because, hey, they didn't hit the $8 million mark. They got him signed up long-term, and you're really locking him in for what we all know as like the prime of an NHL player's career. So, hey, if he fucking just continues to produce like he was before he got hurt, then I think you're happy to do that if you're Montreal. I mean, you've got Suzuki locked up at 7.8752. So like two of the guys that
I love how it's
build
just
on
under the captain. Just
yeah,
barely.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a little bit. We can't fucking be best Nick, but I think if that's two of your guys that as far as forwards go anyway, that's what like you're really building on here. That's great. So good for them. I mean,
They're
I don't
putting
know.
together a real
I know
team.
some yeah, I mean, some people are like, "Oh, how are you? Like, he's played this many games and whatever. He's small and he gets hurt sometimes." Like, okay, dude, like, fucking less than $8 million. Like, who cares?
All right. So the question that
I think it's a good deal.
Everyone's going to ask on Wild Twitter, some already have, more will continue to. Who would you rather have? Contracts factored in, him or Boldy?
I fucking hate this goddamn argument because they're just or debate because they're just such different goddamn players. Like it's not like they have one similarity in their game. They're both nasty. Like fucking, I think Minnesota's very happy to be having Boldy at 7x7, who plays a really good two-way game, who is proven that he's a stud, and I think Montreal's be very happy locking up a dude that's going to be threatening to score 40 and 50 every fucking year for less than $8 million. So I'm still happy with Matt Boldy because I think he gives you at whenever he hits his peak, like he's giving you elite play offensively and defensively. He's got the size. He's continuing. He's got to get obviously better in the playoffs because he's literally fucking 2 years into his NHL career, not even. But I think you're both happy. So I hate that you have to be like, oh, he's so much like because the argument is always like, oh, we have the better guy. He's so much better than Caufield, or he's so much better than Bull. It's like, no, dude, I think they both are like very good at what they do, and they both fit their teams they both fill a role that their teams need. So they're both studs, dude.
I would the one thing that I'll kind of go back on, and it's the reason that like when the draft happened, like I was disappointed that Caufield wasn't taken. Obviously, very much like back on the Boldy train, like I understand it, but the Wild have just never, like, it's been so long since they've had a true pure goal scorer.
Yeah.
Which, like, again, Boldy is not that. He's got a way more rounded game. Cole Caufield, he is that in spades. Like, that is what he is to a T. I mean, we can all just, John already hit on it here. Like, Evason probably would have broken Cole Caufield, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I would say, like, I don't know. That's the one thing that like I can agree with people is like it'd be nice to have a pure goal scorer, but oh well.
We'll see what happens with Adam Beckman here.
What about this? I didn't hear this, Matt. Did you hear about the Devils saying they're basing all their future contracts off of Jack Hughes' Steel contract?
I'm sure they're hoping they can do that. I mean, they've got him locked up at that. That was literally a bargain, when he signed it, dude.
But people didn't think that. It was insane.
Which is crazy. Like, it's fucking nuts that you're like, oh, terrible idea. I'm like, what, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? And by the way, like, this is what a lot of teams are doing now, right? They're locking these.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to avoid those bridge deals to take them till they're 27 and then they sign the fucking big 7 or 8 year deal. And then the latter half of that contract, you're like hurting. A lot of teams, I mean, Matt Boldy 7x7, you know what I mean? So like, it is interesting which teams are like pulling the trigger on, let's just lock them up before we have to bridge them. And then like that contract will probably be looking pretty fucking good the whole time. Like a team that's really going hard on that, it's like Buffalo, like they locked Samuelson up. I love that deal too, because I love Matthias Samuelson. I mean, he is what he is. He's never going to give you more than like 30 points, but like that is a stud defenseman.
Dude, they just added Johnson too from Minnesota. Like their blue line is shaping up real nice.
Yeah, to be really curious to see what I was actually, ironically enough, leading up to the draft, I kind of like to go through teams and just like build like prospect depth charts. Like, all right, like with these picks, where would I, try to like what players would I take here? And like their forwards are insane. Like the Sabres fucking prospect depth chart up front is like I was like, I can't even, because they're picking 13th, I think. I was like, yeah. they're sitting pretty. But anyways, I only brought them up because they're another team that's like they're showing that they're probably going to try to continue to be aggressive with like locking their young guys up early at a good cap hit. And then again, if you're like just happy with that fucking deal the whole time, and if they're 30 years old, they know they're not like, if you're going to re-sign again at 30 years old, like, you're not getting an 8-year deal at whatever, unless you're the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sorry.
The fuck's that supposed to mean? Who'd they sign for 8 years?
Letang.
They signed him for 6 years.
Yeah, how old is he? 30? What?
30? How do you play this year?
Nuts. Hey, no, I'm not
saying $6 million.
I'm not saying it's crazy.
That was get so the bag. Term. All right. Well, we can move past hurtful words. Still on the Canadian strain. The formal trade request has finally come through. Pierre-Luc Dubois, who everyone knows is very much eyeing going to Montreal. His first question here, if let's just say he flat out comes out to the world and says, I'm only going to play for Montreal, is it worth trading for him to get a year or two rental out of him?
Yeah, I've said this before, dude. Like, first of all, the fact that it's just like, yeah, eventually I will be signing an eight-year deal with Montreal. We've already established this 4 years ago. I actually have the contract in my drawer. It's already signed.
Have you seen my pajamas?
They've gone through 17 GMs since I signed the contract, but I assume that it still stands. But yeah, I mean, first of all, he's like, what do you like? My big question though is like, what is his like trade value right now? Like, he's not going to sign with you unless you're the Montreal Canadiens. He wants out again.
Well, he's a restricted free agent, so he has to sign.
He's RFA. Like,
So I think it'd be interesting, like, especially from your just hate perspective of Montreal, like Boston.
I've already accepted he's going
exactly that player.
Right.
Bring him in. I mean, you're not going to get him for nothing, but you're not paying full price. Like,
right. But like, he is unbelievable. Like, he is a stud.
Dude, I'm just waiting though for him to land and sign like an 8-year deal in Montreal, and like one season in, be like, yeah, I demand a trade.
I don't really like it here. I didn't know.
I was told that the poutine would be much better.
These media guys are really mean. I don't like this at all. I'd like to go back to Columbus. By the way, We could do a whole episode of Columbus, by the way.
Well, I think that's probably what we'll have to do next week because I think there's still more to come from them. We'll talk a little bit about that trade, but
and also the coach.
The coach. There's a lot there, but first, on the Jeff Merrick show today, he said to Elliot, "I don't think that it's like a done and done lock that he will only go to Montreal. That is very clearly the front runner. That is where he wants to go." But there are other teams that I think he would be open to extending with. And the two that he listed were the New York Rangers and the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, so I saw that today. And I really want to actually like listen to the show because I hate like taking those quotes and just because I'm curious to
I literally posted it on Twitter, the recording. So
again, I told you I am a day and a half, 2 days, 3 days late on whatever's
I'm
going on.
I'm giving you a place that you can go and easily listen
I can do that.
To that exact.
I actually started. I started the episode earlier today, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, what have we literally been saying the exact, I've been saying like the exact type of player that we were bringing up when we were talking about like what are some realistic, draft targets this year. Centers with size that can play that physical game, whatever. Like Pierre-Luc Dubois is legitimately perfect. So in terms of what they really are probably looking for and like trying to find that, like if they could create that center that they're looking for in a lab, it would probably look a lot like fucking Pierre-Luc Dubois. Mm-hmm. He's a big boy. He plays fucking hard. He's a prick to play against. He's a playmaker. He can score goals. And he's not like this black hole defensively. Like, I think he's right up Minnesota's alley. So, yeah, like, if he would be open to extending and wouldn't be like, I'll extend, but, like, can you trade me to Montreal a year and a half, 2 years in maybe, perhaps? He's unreal, dude. Like, he's a stud. So, I love that kid. Like, he's such a fucking good hockey player.
So, dollars aside, let's say he says, yep, I'll sign with you long term. What are you willing to trade for him? Like from the prospect pool, I imagine Wallstedt's the only one that's off limits, right?
Wallstedt's off limits. Yeah. I mean, again, we've said this before too. Everyone says, "Oh, this guy's off limits." No one's fucking off limits. If someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, I'll give you my next 3 first-round picks for Marco Rossi," like, okay, I'll buy the plane ticket. Like I'll do that for what? Like anyway, right? So there's no one that's really off limits, but it is interesting though, because like he really has like just the fact that everyone's like he's only going to Montreal. Like that's what's so fascinating about like I'm trying to figure out what that trade will actually end up looking like and what's going to go back to Winnipeg because I'm assuming it's going to happen regardless. I mean, I don't know if it'll be before the draft. I don't know, but like
if I'm Montreal, feels like there's going to be trading for him.
I know. Well, yeah, if you're Montreal, just wait.
Right. They're not winning right now.
Right. Well, he's and like you said, he's RFA, right? When the deal's up, he is RFA.
He is RFA this summer.
I thought it was next year.
According to Cap Friendly, it said.
Well, yeah. No.
I will confirm.
Yeah, no. If you're fucking Montreal, like, yeah, I'll wait. Like he's coming here.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm so fascinated by, though. Like, I really don't know what.
Yeah, he's RFA now.
That's crazy.
And he's ARB eligible.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't care. Man, can you just imagine him fucking in Minnesota?
It would pretty nice.
So good. It'd be sick. But yeah, no, I mean, in terms of the prospect, I'd be wary of giving up like a Marco Rossi, obviously, because that's the one everyone's going to go to immediately.
But it's different if you're getting an established entity like Dubois, right?
I need him to sign.
Right. No, 100%. This
that's
is
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Under the pretense of he is signing with us, But yeah, it's a tough one. We'd have to obviously figure out a lot with the cap because, I mean, the perfect move would be getting him on a bridge for 2 years and then giving him the bag, but then you risk him going to Montreal in 2 years. So that's not feasible. Oh boy. I love where your head's at, John, but Z, I don't imagine you'll spend too much time on this one. I believe Rossi's old coach is now Arizona's HC. How about a package trade for Logan Cooley?
I love finding those fucking. It's like, he used to play for this guy. He's now in this. Like, I love that shit too.
It
like,
is fun. But I mean, Logan Cooley's not going anywhere unless like the Saudis decide once they take over the team that they just aren't into it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I actually I'm subscribed now to Elliot Freedom's tweets. He actually just tweeted out that the Live Tour is traded for Logan Cooley. So I don't know how that happened.
Well, that's good. At least he'd get the Live Tour money instead of the PGA money. So
yeah, I know exactly.
That's impressive.
Side note, last thing on the Live Tour, dude, it is crazy how much money. Like, people talk about like the Saudi money. It's real. Like, it is. Insane.
Yeah, and they fucking wipe their ass with it though.
I know.
Like, that's a rounding error for them.
They gave Dustin Johnson $200 million and Phil, and they offered fucking Tiger 900.
I
don't know. They offered Tiger 900. Like, oh my god.
That's just fucking nuts to me.
Oh
my god. Fuck. All right. They also mentioned, which you and I have said a couple of times, but especially when we did our draft lottery show, they think Mitch Gov to Montreal could be the perfect equation. Dude, they're very much in the we're going to be good in 2 to 3 years mode anyways. Like, why the fuck not take a swing on that guy? Obviously, depending on who's available, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the camp that he shouldn't fall to wherever the hell he's going to fall to, right. Obviously. Because, again, I wish there was a way that we could, like, just I wish we could have had him in, like, the WHL this year. So him and Bedard were the same league. Because if that kid was playing in the WHL,
oh my god,
like, he would be eviscerating that league just like Bedard is. Like, the ceiling, we don't have to do another fucking half hour on it.
No, yeah,
we did that one time, but like, he is that fucking good. Like,
people still don't think that,
unbelievable.
Like they're like, oh, it's not just about the Russia thing. Like, he doesn't compare to Bedard. It's like, literally anyone that does any scouting and actually watches him play hockey says that he's neck and neck with Bedard on talent. Like, it's like people just refuse to actually watch any of it before formulating an opinion. So I don't know that you're going to love this though. And the listeners will probably,
yeah, but I'd puke though if he went there and then they signed fucking Dubois and they've got fucking Slavkovsky, they got Caufield, they got Suzuki. Yeah, I'll throw up.
That's not great. This will have people spitting out their beverage or whatever they're drinking whenever they listen to this part of the show. Jeff Merrick did a good job of, supporting the company, but he got really excited about a new member that they've brought on for the NHL draft as their draft expert. Minnesota Wild fans. It's Chuck Fletcher.
Grade
to
A
think
contest.
that is a man qualified to come in and be their draft guru for the actual NHL draft coverage is beyond comical to me.
Oh, the ratio is beautiful. What do you think it's gonna? I'm just imagining what this is going to what this is going to sound like.
It has to be in his contract that they aren't going to ask him about any of the Minnesota Wild draft picks in his tenure. Like, that has to be part of it.
I love it. I love that. He's going to be like, yeah, no, he's a good player. He skates and, he's 6 foot.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I love Sean's sarcasm.
Anyways, it's gonna be grade A stuff there on Sportsnet. It's amazing some of the people that they end up getting back to have on and do cover. It's objectively funny that he is going to be the guy, the former GM that they're bringing on for the NHL draft. He's also been a former GM for how long?
Couple weeks, month.
Which is a really funny thing. Former GM. Yeah, bro, I just got fucking fired.
Just got fired because I've done an ass job with Philly.
Chuck Fletcher actually tweeted that from Merrick's account.
Oh my God.
That's good stuff right there. I am fascinated to see what that conversation sounds like. Oh,
it's going to be interesting for sure. But Wild fans are going to like hate listen. Like they're going to just shred him apart. Fuck. All right. We're now going to talk about our Saudi Coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Doan is an assistant GM.
Yeah.
In fucking Toronto. What the fuck happened there?
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like the Exodus begins. Like fucking, I really wish the Coyote social media person was the one that broke that. That would have been way funnier. Guess what?
Join us in congratulating.
Good for you. Take me with you. I mean,
hashtag pack love.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, first of all, like Shane Doan's like one of the it just seems like one of the most genuine best dudes in hockey. So like any opportunity for that guy to like have a position like that in a big I love that for him. Like he's just like an awesome dude. No, I'm just saying like in general here. It's crazy though, because like how long ago did he even take the job for fucking Arizona?
Not long.
Last year?
Like, he is the identity of the Coyotes. Like he has said he never wants to leave Arizona. Is he now a liar just like Kyle Dubas? I don't know. They drafted his fucking kid.
That's crazy to me too.
Dude, nice for Doan for him. Up.
Yeah. What if that was a trade though? Like they actually had Shane Doan for Matthew Knies.
Well, not Shane Doan.
No, Shane Doan.
Oh, okay.
It's way funnier. Way funnier.
It would be a lot funnier. I don't think the Saudis would go for it, but
yeah, maybe not though.
Maybe.
Yeah, no. So first of all, good for Shane Doan. I love that dude. Loved him as a player. He went out when he retired. He was still fucking good too. But second of all, I mean, that is just like for that to be like kind of the first big piece to fall after the arena deal falls through. That is so brutal because like you just said, he is legitimately the identity of that fucking franchise. The one guy that gave his whole fucking career to the organization, stayed there, wanted to be in their management, got the job, and was clearly dedicated to working with any part of the organization that he could and being whatever he could be for them. And that's the first guy that fucking is gone. Like, it's crazy. Like, this is a brutal death for the Arizona Coyotes. Like, I don't know how they could possibly, like, how do you even have a fucking season next season? Like, come on. Like,
naughty money. We covered it already.
The Live Golf Coyotes.
Immediately, his son texts him, is like, you had to fucking draft me into this fucking organization?
He's not.
Thanks,
he just signed his fucking ELC. Like, he just signed. That's so it's fucking brutal.
Yep, that's real fun. But yeah, what the fuck? But I guess more interesting Arizona news, getting into some of the draft talk. It sounds like they have been having several meetings with and even going out to dinner with Ryan Leonard. Thoughts?
Yeah. He's a stud, man. Like,
I'm not saying he's not a stud.
No, yeah, I'm just talking about Ryan Leonard in general. But I'm sorry, you saying the Coyotes did?
Coyotes did.
Yeah, what are they picking? 7th? That's probably roughly around the area. 6th. Flyers are 7th because when we did
we mocked him at Flyers, yeah.
Yeah, because he's such a fucking flyer. Like they would love him. Just a power forward, mean bastard, and he's a stud.
What would it mean if you looked at any prospect and said, you know what? That's an Arizona Coyote. Like, is that the meanest thing you could say about someone?
Yeah, they would sue you for like defamation.
Defamation.
It's a lawsuit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, so it's interesting though, because it led to like, okay, do they shock everyone at the draft and take him at 6, or they've got a lot of draft capital? Do you trade up and get another top 10 pick and fuck you based
Well,
on
they've got 6 and 12.
6 and 12, right? So you could work your way into top 10 pretty reasonably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Can you imagine too? Do you remember who you mocked to Arizona?
No.
He was on Jock Jams. Will Smith.
Oh, that's right. I think he'll be gone, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm fucking sure.
Can you imagine though if they did what they needed to move up and get both Smith and Leonard? Like, how much would that fucking rock?
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. They reasonably actually, even with where they're at right now, I do think Ryan Leonard ends up going top 10, but even with what they've got right now, if like, let's say a Mitchkov falls and, you know, after they pick, like if they were to get Will Smith at 6 and like, depending on what Philly wants to do, because they're going to be a wild card. I could even see them end up taking like Reinbacher there, because Keith Jones has said that he wants to build that team from the back end, which by the way, they did a great job with that Provorov trade.
Did they?
Yeah. If you get another fucking couple picks, get rid of that fucking Provorov deal. They don't really need that right now. Like they had shit. Cause again, Chucky 2 trades, Fletcher did nothing to get more draft picks.
So, but, and I know this is the wrong way to look at it. I know it is, but I still can't look at it in any other light than they got less for Provorov than they spent to get Ristolainen. Like, I can't.
Yeah, well, that wasn't him.
Brain.
That wasn't Briere or fucking, what's his face?
That was the NHL draft expert and chief panelist, Chuck Fletcher.
Fucking unbelievable. Dude.
Oh my God. I need them to do a segment where you like hashtag something and get questions posted up there.
Oh, that poor bastard. I don't know. He's just taking a beating.
It's got to be written into his contract. Like, nope, none of that. Like, you will ask me very specific questions that I've prepared for.
Dude, there has to be. There fucking has to be. There has to be. You could not ask me a single question about the Philadelphia Flyers or the Minnesota Wilds.
Let's see. We're reviewing the Philadelphia Flyers draft pick coming up. Okay, Chuck, I can't fucking ask you. Yeah, not the best.
Like, listen, I know this is a show about the NHL draft, but you could never ask me about any of my prior NHL draft picks, all right? You could not ask me anything about that.
Oh, Jesus. I think we have to just be done with this comment. I don't know. Sends it.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
There it is. Well done, Sean. Now we gotta say though, to the Wild, so we can actually talk about the Wild a little bit, because we've only said like 30 seconds worth on them. What do we think? Daniil Boot and Hanzik at 21. Are they? I know they were guys that you had going in the 20s. Do you see either of them as a reach for the Wild? Obviously, not knowing who else has been taken, who's available.
Oh, well, I think Hanzik will be gone by then. He's a beast. Like, I think he's real good.
Because your mock, I think he went like 23 or 24.
Yeah. But I think
that's based on what you think, not what they think.
Well, right. And again, like, I think with how it's going to end up playing out, I think Zach Benson's going to go late teens or to the 20s. I would take him fucking top 6 pick. Yeah, because he's 5'10" or 5'9".
But he's going to go late teens?
Yeah. I think so. Unless a team wants to fucking grow a sack. Like, for whatever reason, he's small. But that kid's a fucking stud, and he's been the best player on the Winnipeg Ice for 2 years. Like, he's fucking unbelievable.
So, what is the reaction on Wild Twitter if they take Zach Benson?
Oh my God, yeah, people will puke.
Full fucking meltdown.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna be crazy. But like,
great, also, another 5'6" player. Thanks.
Yeah, well, and every other fucking, like, if you look at any public, non-team affiliated scouting, like, whatever, Andrew Crystal is probably going to be a late first round pick, maybe not even first round pick. And this is a kid everyone's got top 10 too. Just pure talent, but the definition of a boomer bust type kid. You know what I mean? So I mean, even me, I I would be fucking very nervous to take a kid like Andrew Crystal in the top 10 just because I know that he's either going to be as good as he is like right now, but in the NHL, or like there's just no B game there. I've said this before. Like there is no B game. Like, but he's unfucking like it's a video game with him on the ice. But a kid like that is from things I've read, people I've talked to in terms of like the NHL scouting people, they're like, I don't know if I could actually take him the first round because he is a 5'9" freak stud, terrible skater, one of the worst skaters in the draft, but insane talent. And that's another kid that couldn't give less of a fuck about playing defense. It's amazing.
Can his skating improve though? Like, is it just
no? There's literally nothing of it. It doesn't make sense how he's this good. Which to me, that's what I look at. Like, how is he fucking doing this? And and he's 5 foot, whatever he is, 10.
So basically, he's like playoff Draisaitl on a broken foot. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Putting up fucking 7 points a game in one leg. Fucking unbelievable. But so this was a very long way to get to what we were originally talking about. Like, there is a world where like they could end up with both the Coyotes, Will Smith, and fucking Ryan Leonard, even with where they're at right now. So I think they're probably being very careful about moving up because they've got 2 picks that you've got the potential to get 2 absolute goddamn studs from this draft class. You know what I mean?
Which, oh man, your mock, the second pick was my draft favorite. And many people's, but
I could see it. Oh, that's right. I mocked him there. Yeah, that kid is.
What do you think I was talking about?
I don't remember who I mocked Dvorsky to.
Oh, right before that, Vancouver. But yes, those are like my 2 guys, and both of them, I'm like, one's gonna make it to Pittsburgh, and you're like, nope.
No, that'd be gone.
I also think Pittsburgh needs to trade that pick anyways, so fuck it.
Dude, they need some kind of prospect.
Why? I'm good for letting it roll for the next 4 years and just deal with the darkness. Dude, give me Connor Hellebuck or Thatcher Demko, and I'm happy.
Anyone that says that they're not is such a fucking liar. Like,
they're not
anyone that's like, no, you can't give up the future to like maybe have a like, are you fucking high? Like, you would absolutely, because guess what? If they do just draft the prospect there, even if he ends up being a stud in 6 fucking years, guess what? You're gonna be bitching about for the first 5 years. You're gonna be fucking miserable. This team sucks. Blah 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 blah.
I know the model, man. I've been through the ups and downs. I've seen good Penguins teams. I've seen bad Penguins teams. And I'm more than happy to suffer the bad ones to be able to watch a perennial contender.
That's what I mean, right? Like, I love that. People like, no, I will be laughing at all of you in 8 years. Like, no, you want Sidney Crosby to win a fucking cup every fucking year, you idiot. Like, you want him to win fucking every cup possible.
If they can be true contenders for 2 out of the next 4 years, I'll be pretty content.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see this group get another kick at the can. This year, Sidney Crosby still doing the thing. Evgeny Malkin had his first 82-game season in over a decade, and he torched. Crystal Tang. Like, what are we talking about here? And now we got Kyle Dubas, who, like, say what you want about him. He is not Ron Hextall. That is all I fucking care about. This team is going to have an interesting summer. They got $20 million to spend, and that's before moving out contracts. Let's have some fucking fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Dude, like, by the way, and one of the craziest tweets that came out like a while ago that everyone laughed at the time, but now it's like, oh no, actually this is correct. Like, Sidney Crosby's legitimately becoming one of the most underrated fucking hockey players on the planet.
Oh, totally.
It's insane.
He honestly should have been nominated for the Selke at least 5 times now.
Which is insane to me that he's never won it.
You know, it's even funnier. He has never, and now probably will never, be on the cover of Chell. Yeah, I feel like they kept on like trying to save him. They're like, yeah, we can do it whenever. And now it's like past the point where they're like, oh, he's not good anymore. So
he'll do it the year after he retires.
That would be pretty cool.
In 20 years.
It's just the cover is just him and McKinnon sitting on his porch up in
Drinking
Cole
beers.
Harbor. That would be awesome. I think it's funny because like people would actually love that. All right. Give us 20 seconds here on Boot because Matthew's getting ornery.
Oh, I love Danielle Boot. He's I think the vet. What?
Is 21 too early?
Probably. I think he's going to be an interesting one to watch on. Oh my God. Did you hear that? That dog? I did. That's a dog I found out that I lived with fucking like 5 months.
Jesus Christ. I thought you were about to say it's a dog I found.
Yeah, no, I found him. No. I love Danielle Boot. So like one of the things to be really interesting, like I said, here he goes again, to watch on day one of the draft is like, this is a kid I could see NHL teams saying, oh, I don't give a fuck that there's the Russian factor. We kind of don't really know we don't really know what's going on with him. He's a big dude that skates well. He's got a great shot. He's a playmaker. Like he is a fucking stud. I love Danielle Boot. I'm probably higher on him than like the other dudes that are in the smart scouting whole thing. But he's a real fun player, dude. I think it feels like that's right around the point where it's like, that's a good pick there. But again, you've got the Russian factor thing. You don't know what's going to happen. But like, I know NHL teams love him. And like, I think Pronman probably has him mocked top 12, 15. I don't even know. But because he's a big dude that plays hard, he skates well, he makes plays, he's got a great shot, and he looked phenomenal in like limited minutes in the KHL this season as a fucking draft eligible, which is really goddamn hard to do. He's a great player, dude. Like he's a lot of fun to watch. But what I was saying before, the best way that I've like seen, like the best description I've seen is from my buddies over at Elite Prospects. They called him like the mystery box of the 2023 NHL draft, which is like perfect. Like but he is a stud, dude. I love that player. He's a fun player to watch.
As long as he doesn't become a cherry bomb, we're good. All right, I had two other quick hitters here, but off of that, for everyone's knowledge, who are like the top three people whose ratings you'll go back in and kind of check to balance out where things are at, what you think about players, like to kind of double back on just where you rate guys?
What do you mean? Like
you mentioned Pronman quite a bit. Like,
yeah,
is he just the guy? Is he the one that's the prospect guru and you just go to his rankings to get a sense and a pulse for where teams are at and thinking about these players, or are there other guys you check out?
I mean, I like level? It's funny because like there are people with smart scouting who like we did our top 100 or whatever a couple weeks ago. There's some guys that do it who don't like to look at anybody else's ever. Like they just won't until draft day because they don't like getting influenced or whatever. But then there's other people who just like I like to look at everybody's rankings and stuff because I'm so fascinated. Most? Oh, I don't even fucking know.
Okay. All right, we can move past that.
One of my favorites though is my buddy. I love like Cam Robinson. I'm a big fan of, obviously.
Yeah.
But Chris Peters is real good. If anyone talking hockey, sends Flow Hockey, great. Fucking I love listening to him talk about his process and like how he ranks guys. But with Pronman though, that's like the one I bring up a lot because he's the Athletic. Him and Scott Wheeler, they do the draft for the Athletic. They're very different in how they rank prospects, but I know Pronman, like a lot of his influence comes from like he will talk to NHL scouts and talk to teams, directors of scouting, all that, and that like definitely plays a role. And like when you look at his mock draft, it ends up being fairly close to what like exactly what happens. Like I think he was the one that had Shane Wright. Like his mock draft had him going 4th last year, Slavkovsky 1st. And all that. So I know that he like takes a lot from like literal NHL scouts.
Sure.
So that's where I get a lot of the info in terms of like what NHL teams are thinking, their scouting divisions or whatever, because he literally polls them all the time. So it's just, again, like that's just like what's super interesting to me.
Holy shit. The guy up here that's like signing for the national anthem right now.
Is he buzzing?
No, he is a taller Danny DeVito. I swear to God.
That's like, it feels like it shouldn't even be possible. Like, you shouldn't even be able to call anyone that.
Dude,
is that legal?
Have you seen Super Troopers 2?
No.
It's actually incredible. I won't get into that reference then. That's a homework piece for you, but we'll just say when you watch it, you'll remember and be like, oh, fuck, he said Danny DeVito. Yep.
I'm going to have to, no, fuck. I'm going to have to watch it.
It's so good. It really is. Like all the comedy sequels are brutal. That one is incredible. I think it's almost as good as the original.
All right. Well, I guess I'll have to fucking give that a rip because that was
that's all we'll talk about next week. That in Columbus, right?
Yeah. Dude.
So let's real quick then. Gavrikov extension. Like, what the fuck is that?
It's so weird that it was his preference. Did it end up being 2 years?
2 years, because he thinks that he's going to make bank in 2 years when the cap goes up.
Like, because I remember, oh my God, that was a really funny fucking close-up on Eichel. I have the Sportsnet feed, and it was him. Like, he has the water bottle, and he was like on his neck. But like when it panned to him, he had his mouth open, so he looked like he was just missing. I was like, man, Kachuk fucked him up. His fucking brain is scrambled eggs.
Vegetable.
Yeah. No, but the Gavrikov thing, like, I saw that update where it was like Gavrikov is asking for 2 years. He's like, wait, the player wants to go not just short term, but 2 fucking years.
But also for those 2 years, like,
that's a lot of dough. That's a lot of money. He was very good for LA. Like, he actually,
come on, man.
That's a ton of dough, dude. But if I like, because when I saw that he wanted 2 years, I was in my head, I was like, oh my God, if I'm the Kings, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure. No problem at all. But yeah, I mean, that's a steep fucking number for me, dude. Like, I think he's a good player. I think on a good team, he is a serviceable number 4.
I was just gonna say he's a 4 or 5 swing kind of guy.
And like if he's a 3, you have a problem. I think so. And again, he was great for LA when he went over there. Him and Korpisalo.
It's funny. This is exactly how I described a guy I work with as a big Oilers guy, and I watched firsthand the resurrection of Cody Ceci in Pittsburgh, and he's like, "What the fuck am I getting here?" And I basically said, 4 is reasonable. If he's your 3, panic. If he's your 5, you're pretty excited.
Yeah. It had kind of panned out that way. Like, he's fine. He's doing his thing.
He'll probably get traded this summer as a cap casualty.
Yeah, well. Did they re-sign Kulikov? Oh my God. Kulak.
I don't know. They got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Fuck. I didn't think they'd fucking just, like, I don't know. I had high hopes for them. I was really whatever though.
I still think next year they're for real, but I think this is kind of their last kick at the can before aggressive moves get made. All right. Last thing here as we close out, as the game gets started, and 6 of you are still watching. God bless all of you. I'm looking at the rosters for the crazy game of hockey charity event this summer hosted by OAR. And I'm looking at the rosters, and among the list is John Feidelberg.
But I saw that you put that up. I have no idea. I couldn't. What is going on?
What world is he a person that gets contacted to play in that game? I'm just so confused.
I don't know, but it's very funny.
I thought you were confused.
He follows me on Twitter. He's a nice guy.
Is that the qualification for being a nice guy? Following you?
Yeah. Of course, obviously. Yeah, I'm like very confused, but you know what? Good for him. I like being alumni of anything, being an alumnus of just anything. You get content like, oh yeah, I was a part of that, part of something here. So good for Fights. He's a fucking he's an alumni
of the Minnesota Wild somehow.
Yeah, he's Hall of Fame. He's got his number retired. It was actually between him and Koivu. Who would be the first?
That's interesting. Yeah.
Remember how many
fucking from him?
The amount of questions I had to get about the fucking Koivu thing. He's a Ring of Honor guy. What the fuck?
I was waiting for you to say Ring of Honor.
It's so fucking annoying, dude. It's so annoying. I fucking hate it. Isha pretended like he gave a shit.
I think he actually gave a shit.
He just gets energy at random times.
Oh,
and he's
dude,
I'm gonna go off.
It's literally, if I didn't have him on screen, there are certain times where I would just assume that he took a quick bump and he's like, holy shit.
He just shows up out of nowhere.
He gets oh, it's great. He's gonna be listening to this when he edits it. He's gonna fuck.
I'll see nothing from him for days, and out of nowhere, boom, there's fucking Isha has retweeted MMA. Hey guys, this is what's going on in the world right now. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Well, so you want to hear his little, I think it's a serial killer trait. Maybe there's people that think it's brilliant. He absolutely refuses to engage on Twitter through his mobile device. He will only do it on a computer.
I love that guy. I strongly prefer using my computer.
Sure, but he was
out.
I
love that he
I asked him if he could do something quick. And it was literally hey, can you do this in 5 minutes? It was last week when we did our show. I'm like, yo, can you post this to a couple of places? And he's like, yeah, totally. And then 10 minutes have gone by. I'm like, okay, or not. He's like, well, I'm out right now.
Florida.
I'll home shortly.
Florida, baby.
I'm definitely on a lagged feed. Hey,
you gotta stream the Sportsnet feed, dude. They're literally a minute and ahead.
Oh shit!
So when I was trying to figure out which stream to use at the beginning of the playoffs.
Oh, did you see who it was?
Well, I thought it was Montour.
I think someone got a piece of it.
Pulling up.
Maybe not.
No, I think it was
the way he was celebrating.
Oh my god, it was probably Nick Cousins.
Well, that's
no. I think it was Shelf. No, I don't think he got a piece of it. I just watched the last replay there.
Nope, he missed it. Okay.
Thank God. That
would have been conflicting for you.
I really would have. The only reason I want Florida to win here is because I want 7 games, dude. We haven't even. We're not going to because it's fucking an hour and a half in here. But this has been a fucking shit kicking.
It has, but hey, it's 2-0. Haven't lost home ice. This game.
Yeah.
For me, the answer is really going to be, what's Bobrovsky look like tonight? If he's back to mostly what he's looked like this playoffs, we got a series. If not, there's no way they can outlast Vegas. There's just not.
Who's gonna overpay for Barbashev?
Oh my god, and Aiden Hill.
Yeah,
both of them are getting money chucked at them. Who would overpay for Barbashev? Oh, well, no, never mind. Chuck Fletcher is now on the Sportsnet panel, so not Philly.
Sportsnet will.
Chuck Fletcher requested that we acquire Barbashev.
Barbashev has retired because Sportsnet offered him a fucking 10x10.
This just in live from Chuck Fletcher. Yeah, it's actually really great working with an organization that just lets me do my thing and not having the red tape that the NHL has. Like Gary Bettman says, I can only sign a guy for 8 years. I say, fuck you, Gary.
Barbie, 10x10, babe.
Ooh.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh. Now I'm going down the Dumb and Dumber path. We need to wrap this shit up.
We've been, bro, we needed to wrap this up fucking an hour and 25 minutes ago?
It's like right when you joined.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, you had it going, I bet.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God, Kachuk just got murdered.
Kachuk did?
Not really, but that was a great hit. I think it was Kolasar too.
Oh, baby.
BRB taking green capture. That was a great hit. Was it Carey?
Oh,
no,
that was
Carey
a yard sale too.
He got him, dude. Sam Bennett actually drew a penalty. Oh, for fuck's sake. That was a dumb penalty.
Dude, and it just skates to the penalty box, like out of habit.
Yeah, I heard the whistle. He's like, must have been on me. He's at 60 penalty minutes.
Dude, the look of Kachuk just like looking straight up at him as he's laying on the ice was great.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's the good stuff, bro. Like, my God, that hit on Eichel, dude, was that Eichel tried to bail out of that hit and fucking.
Yeah, it didn't work out great.
Oh my God.
Z, your favorite listener and commenter, Gun-Toting Granny. Hit the like. We love you, Granny. We love all of you lunatics that are still listening to us while this game is played. Z, you got anything else you want to wrap on, or are we just
well, first of all, my bad for thinking for whatever reason that this was starting half an hour after it did. Thank you to Hoppy for
really, you were like 25
really
minutes early.
carrying the torch. That's what I thought. And then I was like, oh my God, nope. Fuck.
It feels like it's about 6 o'clock your time. I texted and said, hey, are you good to jump on and go over the outline in 30 to 40?
In my head,
I'm not a psycho that's like, yeah, let's meet an hour early.
Well, no, again, in my head, when you wanted to jump on, I didn't know what time it was because I couldn't believe I was still working because I stopped doing overtime because it was so bad. I was getting fucking like people were just sending me shit to do after hours because they knew that I would fucking do it. But like I needed to today. So I didn't even know what fucking time it was at that point.
Nice.
Anyways, thank you to everyone for sticking around. Gun-Toting Granny, all 4 of you. Oh, 6 now. Let's go. I promise I'll be on time next week. And no, I will. This is bad. Like I don't think I've ever actually. Well, I've never had the opportunity to be late before.
That's right. It's usually just not showing up or on time.
I usually show up. I'm like, I'm still setting up my fucking camera and my bike. I'm all over the place. I need to put a new hat on. I have to change my sweatshirt. Oh my God. Anyways.
Yeah. The typical text is,
I am a disaster.
Fuck, I'm such a mess. I'm a disaster. I'll be there. I promise.
I mean, accurate. But I'm not lying in any of those text messages.
Oh, fuck.
Whoops. Well, anyways, we'll do a full table read of what's the fucking Twitter?
Shit. What was her name again?
I have no idea.
Mariah Mills.
Yeah, we'll do the full table read.
She is literally just going to go.
You know how many more tweets there's going to be? You know how many more tweets there's going to be? We actually won't be able to talk about hockey.
This is true.
We have a week of time.
Okay, so we got Mariah Mills timeline read. We've got Columbus Blue Jackets clusterfuck, and we've got Super Troopers 2 review. Perfect.
I love
this. 6 of you were down for that.
This is incredible. Judd'z Budz, a podcast about the Minnesota Wild prospect pool, where we talked about hockey for about 14 minutes, and really nothing about the Minnesota Wild prospect pool. Jesper Wallstedt, all rookie team, good for you in the AHL.
That is great. I'm holding you to it, though. I'm putting you on the spot. It's going to be on record now. you said you're going to have stuff ready for next week for us to do our different categories, groupings, and power rankings for
And
the
new
moment.
names. I've got a batch of names I have to bring to the table too, and with the categories.
Perfect.
I was actually thinking of a few today. I was just like laughing at myself, like you're a fucking. No one's gonna laugh at this except for you because you're a fucking moron. But that's 98% of the things that I say or think in my head. So, anyways, yeah. So this is the longest. What do you call it? Outro?
Yeah, we can call it that. If we ever go out, like
no,
it's not really an outro if we just keep talking.
It's gonna be really funny when like people like Jesus Christ, they put out a 2 hour and 15-minute fucking podcast that are like an hour 1.3. They're like, yeah. Anyways, next week. Yeah, we do need the Paul Rudd segment because I'm actually going to do a full tape read of every fucking movie he's ever been in. I'm just going to fucking read.
What's the one that like right when TikTok popped off?
This is amazing.
Well, they made like the T-shirt where they like literally like pulled each word off at a time as they like do it across the shirt. And it was the one where it's like,
what was that fucking movie?
I can't remember what the movie is now.
Oh, I really hate
like,
that you brought this up.
My dear. I'm just going to Google. I'm just going to see if this pulls anything up. Paul Rudd dick quote. I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to get it all up in your vag with my dick. What the fuck is this from? It's from Wanderlust.
Oh my god, that's what it is. Oh, by the way, Kachuk left the game.
I think he just went back to get some like brass knuckles or something.
He went to the floor. He went to the room.
Dang.
Anyways, we'll talk about things hockey related, possibly Minnesota Wild, possibly
Maybe.
draft. Next week I won't be late. In my head. And thank you to all 4 people that listened and are still here. And Quitter. Thanks. I think he's talking about Kachuk. But in my head, he's talking about me. So anyways.
In my head, he was talking about you too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Is probably the more reasonable assumption there.
Well, both are reasonable. I said I wouldn't work remotely if I broke my leg. So I'm also a quitter. I am absolutely. I told my girlfriend the other day, I was like, I'd love to just quit when things get tough. I really do. So she was like, Jesus Christ, you're a fucking moron. Just stop talking. Anyways, please just fucking hit end. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, what did I do last time? I gave you like one quote and you started just like freaking out, like, get it.
Like,
that's right. It was the plate artwork.
I literally was like, fucking end it.
Marvin's gay for robots.